Hi everyone, today we are going to assemble a Rosco M68K. A Rosco is a single-board computer based on the Motorola 68010 processor. If you are interested in this project, you can find more information in the description. Let's start with the 4.7 kilo ohm resistors. I usually solder one leg first, just to hold the resistor in place, then I check that it's sitting straight before soldering the other leg. This is mostly for aesthetic. As long as the resistor has a good connection, it will work just fine. And then we repeat the same process for all of the remaining 4.7 kilo ohm resistors. Next we have four 330 kilo ohm resistors. We will install them using the same process. Then two 10K resistors. After that, 270 resistor. Next up, add a 2.1 kilo ohm resistor. Now add the last 2.2 kilo ohm resistor. Next, we will install the capacitors. We have one 470 microfarad capacitor and 7 100 microfarad capacitors. We will install them using the same process as before. Now let's add two 7 picofarad capacitors. At this point, I will trim the excess leads from the components we just soldered to make room for the next components. After trimming the leads, I will go over the solder joints once more to make sure everything looks clean. Now we will install the 22 100 nanofarad capacitors. With all the passive components in place, we can move on to the connectors. Now let's install the button. And finally, I will trim off the remaining excess leads. With all the passive components and connectors installed, let's move on to the sockets. First, we will install the 32-pin deep socket for the memory. I will solder a couple of pins diagonally. First, this keeps the socket in place and make it easier to solder the remaining pins. After making sure the socket is sitting properly, I will solder the rest of the pins. Next, we will install the 44-pin deep socket for the UART. We will install it in the same way, securing a couple of pins first before soldering the rest. After that, we will install the 10 MHz crystal oscillator for the processor. Next, we will install the 16-pin deep socket. After that, we will install 4 24-pin deep socket and an 8-pin deep socket. And finally, we will make our own processor socket. Since the original 64-pin socket is no longer readily available, we will use two 32-pin stripes to make our own. It's important to keep both stripes properly aligned. I will solder one pin first, strand the stripe, and then solder the pin on the opposite side. Next, we will install the 64-pin header, which serves as the data bus. Now that all components are soldered, it's time to clean the board. I will use Isopropyl Alcohol and teeth brush to remove the excess flux from the board. I will go over the board a few times to remove as much flux as possible. For any small or hard to reach areas, you can use a cotton swab with some Isopropyl Alcohol. Once the board is completely dry, clean and no longer sticky, you can start installing the components. And that's it. The Rosco M68K is fully assembled and successfully booting. You can now connect to it over UART and starting using the system. Thank you for watching, and I hope this guide was useful for you.